Pool. So we enjoyed that. The pool was fresh water. I grew up with the pool with fresh water. Yeah, so I got a good Skype on mine too.
It's not Skype. It's a webcam, and you record these stories.
Yeah. Anyways, Uncle Annie Hazel and I had a great time, and Carl, we had a great time. And my mom and dad.
Well, when did they move to?
Well, then
on 6th Street.
After Culver City, they moved to Burbank, and they bought the house on Kenwood, and in a couple of years, the house on the corner was for sale, and it had a pool. So they bought the house with a pool right across from Luther Burbank, and then they. So we go over there swimming, and then we got in a car club. We took the car club over there a couple times.
Yeah, party and stuff.
Yeah, so we had a good time at their pool. And Gary and Ronnie, sometimes they were only like 8 years old or so, and they would go inside in the den at Unc's house, and they would change clothes. And there's boys and girls changing, putting their suits on together. Didn't bother them.
Different time, man. It was 50s.
We went swimming there, and I barbecued up some hamburgers, and I had a fake dog turd, and I put it in a couple buns and put some ketchup and mustard on it, and gave it to Pete. He almost gagged. It looked real. So, anyways, Uncle and Hazel were really nice to Carl and I. And then Gary and Ronnie, we celebrated, every Christmas and every birthday, and then later on, when Gary and Ronnie were just about raised, they moved up on the hill.
That's when they moved to 6th Street.
6th Street.
I remember that place.
Yeah, they bought the apartment there, and it had, I think it was 5 or 7 rentals. One was just a little single, and they rented it out. And then Unc was eating a hamburger at Bob's Big Boy. He loved to go to Bob's Big Boy, but he choked on swallowing the hamburger, and he had a heart attack there at Bob's.
So he died?
No, one of his friends took him there. His good friend took him there, and he had a stroke because he choked on the damn thing, and he was out of air for a little bit. So then they sold that apartment. He was in a wheelchair and doing rehab. He couldn't walk too well. So then they took the money from that place and bought a single apartment, just a single apartment, and they had a house with a little house in the back that Gary lived in. Ronnie was out working, and Gary lived in the house in the back, little house in the back.
Well, when was it? Was that before Vietnam?
Yeah, that was before Gary went into service. So, I know Ronnie worked for a tow truck driver.
I remember that. He worked for Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, and before that he worked for another tow truck driver.
I remember he worked for Jordan Peterson. That's before he worked for the studios, but that was I think that was after Vietnam. After Gary got back.
Yeah. But then
I remember Ronnie had a purple when they lived up there on 6th Street. He had a purple. It was either a Roadrunner or a GTX.
Yeah.
Bad son of a bitch, man. It was a cool car. I would love to have that thing.
Yeah.
It was a purple one, black interior. I think it was a Roadrunner.
Yeah. He graduated from Burbank High.
It was like a 69 or something like that. That thing was a cool car, man.
Anyway, the reason Unc got in the upholstery business, his brother was in it a little bit, so Unc got in it, and his brother was older, and he passed away early, and Unc took over the business and did a good job with the upholstery business. He had Tutman Motors and all the big car agencies down in L.A. on Figueroa, and that's where he got my 37 Ford. It was a trade-in on a new Ford in 53. A guy traded it in and got a new Ford, and Unc got that for me for $75.
Oh my gosh!
It was one owner. I was the second owner.
They were cherry, huh?
It was cherry. The body was perfect. The paint was, faded, but the upholstery was a little shot. But anyway, Unc had a 3-wheel motorcycle that he would go pick up the car, and they quick hitch on the back bumper. They were metal bumpers, and he towed that motorcycle back to the shop. Then when he delivered the upholsterer back to the dealer, he towed that motorcycle, so now he could drive back to the shop on that 3-wheel motorcycle. And he had a lift in the back storage area in that motorcycle, so he could carry a few things if he needed a tool or something to do the upholstery, a hammer and tacks and whatever. He could put a whole bunch of tacks in his mouth and put them in. You put a lot of tacks in upholstery on a seat, and so they had wooden bottoms, and then they wrap it around and tack it in.
Right, I remember
the tacks.
You don't swallow them.
Yeah. The tacks had actually, the hammer was magnetized, so he just put it in his mouth and pulled one out, and another one.
Oh, yeah.
Did it fast.
Well, didn't they have like little convexes in the head? I've seen those. They were like a little dent, like a cone, where the tack fit up in there, and then you popped it in there. It was magnetized.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes we would go down to the shop, and then later on, his boys would go down and stay all day with him. And they would actually help all around there.
Where was the shop at?
It was on Figueroa.
Oh, in L.A.?
In downtown L.A. So it was probably, probably a half hour from Burbank. In those days, traffic wasn't much traffic. It wasn't bad. So that's when he lived over on Kenwood. Then they were building a new SureFit seat cover place on the corner of Victory and Magnolia.
I remember that.
And Unc put a bid in for it, but they wanted a big percentage of the profit, and Unc didn't want to give that up. Unc didn't want to work and give all that profit just to have a business, and he didn't even own the whole business. It would have been his shop, so he declined and kept his shop down there until he retired. I gotta go.
All right. Oh, thanks, Matt.